Hello Aquarius, how are you? This is Joanna with Crystal Luna Tarot, and today we're going to do a reading for Aquarius. It looks like it's a little bit difficult to see, so I just moved it a tad bit. Okay, this reading is going to consist of 2 questions and some advice cards in regards to your ex. Okay, so some of you have already separated recently, or it has been a couple of weeks or a couple of months, possibly even. For some of you, it might even be years, okay? But, so what we're going to focus on right now is on your partner, okay? And their thought process. What are they thinking? What are they thinking about you? Are they thinking about you? Are they thinking about the relationship, okay? And we're also going to do two cards, a 2-card spread in regards to if you will reunite or if there is a possibility of reuniting in April. So as it is specific to April, sometimes it's a little bit further out if there is a reunion and a reconciliation. Okay, so I will go ahead and explain that if that is what the situation may be here. I do not know yet. So let me go ahead and clear the air. I've already meditated. The cards are all set up for you. Okay, they are already charged. If you allow me a moment. Okay, there we go. We are ready to get started. So in meditation, I have to tell you, okay, one card wants to show itself. That is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, that is definitely a very positive card. We'll see how that all ties in. Okay, so in meditation, there were 2 cards that showed up, okay? And those 2 cards in regards to your spouse or your partner, your ex-partner, I'm sorry, it's just really is an indication that they are thinking about how it really used to be. They're very nostalgic right now. They're thinking that for some of you, you were already together for quite some time and you possibly spent most of your youth together. So this is an indication that they acknowledge that. They acknowledge that they know that you both started very young, and that may have a factor in how things played out in your union. Now also there was a card, okay, which is the 3 of Pentacles, that just made an appearance after meditation, okay? And I have to tell you that they're also feeling that the union was almost not like, I don't want to say doomed, okay? That's not the word that I want to say, but they feel as if they were either manipulated by other parties, okay? Not yourself, but other individuals, maybe family members, people who were just a part of the union when they shouldn't have been a part of the union, and that caused a lot of problems for you guys. He or she is thinking that they were always under the, just under the microscope, or under the magnifying glass, just being just the main focus, and just waiting for them to screw up before someone would have something to say, just jump all over that. And I can see that you were working on it, and to your partner it felt like it just was never perfected enough, and he or she is not able to give you that, okay? So that was just a message for some of you, not all of you, and I just felt like I just needed to get that out there, okay? So let's just get started with your reading. What does Aquarius need to know in regards to their partner? What are their partner thinking right now, okay? Are they thinking about Aquarius? And if they are, what is the main focus of their thoughts? I am going to pull out 2 cards, okay? This is the last shuffle. We will put that right there. Keeping in mind that the Ace of Pentacles also came out, I'm going to incorporate that energy into the reading as well. Okay, so now we will find out what is going to be the situation for April. Will you reconcile? Will this partner or ex-partner come around or show face, or try to communicate with you, or try to just do anything to be around you, indicating that they are missing you and remorseful in any way, okay? And trying to work things out for the best. Let's see if that is what they're thinking, you know. Let's see what's going to actually take place in April. 3 more shuffles, please. Last one. Let's cut that in 2. Now we're also going to look into what is crossing you, what is stopping the relationship from progressing, or what needs to take place before the reunion takes place, before you become a partnership again or reunite. Okay, so let's look into that. This is going to give us an inside look into what are some factors that need to be addressed prior to getting all this energy into the mix, okay? And can I point out one thing, everyone? I want you to see how the flame from the candle, I don't know that you can see it now, but this was happening earlier where the beam was going straight up and now is moving diagonally through your reading. Let's see if I can point that out, okay? See that right there? Going straight across into your cards. I think it's beautiful. Okay, you have a lot of energy, a lot of energy. A lot of great energy. I love that. So, one last deck. And we're also taking 2 cards out of this deck, which is the Kipper cards, in case you're interested. They're more like fortune telling. And finally, this is the strategy cards, okay? So this is not just an oracle card with just a basic message, but it's going to somehow tie into your reading. And it's a strategy that you can implement to get your best desired outcome, okay? So this reading is not going to be too much of a long reading, so I'm going to try to condense it down to about 15 minutes, but certainly try to get in as much information as I can for you, okay? Let's give it one good shuffle. And like I mentioned before, these cards were already pre-shuffled for you, okay? So please know that off camera that took place as well. Now, this is going to be your strategy card. Okay, now moving on, let's look at if they're thinking about you or what they're thinking about. Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups and the Hierophant. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. The 9 of Cups, let's get out of that glare. The 9 of Cups was the very first card, and it's inverted, followed by the Hierophant, okay? And that is in its upright position. So are they thinking about you, or what are they thinking about the relationship, okay? What they're thinking about is a loss, a great big loss. Now, with the 9 of Cups, they're not just really focusing on one thing. They're focusing on many aspects of your emotional connection that was broken, and they feel they no longer are able to connect with you in that way. And they almost feel like they lost, like this was like their dream. This was like their dream relationship, to be with you, and they have a great loss here. See, in its upright position, see how we have this woman who's just very much admired, okay? Very admired, and they're missing what that used to be. They're missing you as a whole, just in general. I mean, that's 9 is very close to 10, okay? So that's a whole lot of missing here. So they're definitely thinking about how they used to feel as if this was a wish coming true, and now they're missing out on a lot of that emotional connection that you had together, or at least what they felt you had together. Now here, followed by the Hierophant, is almost like it's becoming very real to them that this separation is here and now. So there's a shock factor here, okay? And since in this deck, the Hierophant is depicted as a very much a young individual, okay? He just has a sense of, I am older, okay, but I just appear to be much younger. And that could be in terms of maturity as well. You may be dealing with your partner, okay, and your ex-partner, I'm sorry, ex-partner, have to correct myself, dealing with your ex-partner, and there's just a sense of kind of their age doesn't really reflect what they look like, and they might be on the immature side for some of you, okay, and for some they might actually act way older, you know, and that might be a reason why the relationship just didn't like work out. They just couldn't kind of just match up to your energy. This is a very big energy right here. I mean, they're thinking also about the contract that you had together that possibly is going to be broken, but I see that there's some hope here because he's in his upright position. Now let's talk about the reconciliation, okay? So will you unite again? Sorry about that. I just shook the tripod a bit. Will you reunite again? Okay, so the first two cards, the top cards that came out is the Courage card and the Reward card. Now, very interesting that it is the Two of Wands and it's the Ten of Cups. So with the Two of Wands, we can expect to see someone who wants to take action and, you know, it's going to have some, you know, some fire under their butt, the way I like to see it. You know, I see it that way, as if they're going to be creative in trying to get your attention somehow. They feel as if this can still be worked out. Okay, there's a sense here that it can still be worked out. And with the Reward card, which is the Ten of Cups, remember, we're using two different decks here, and this depicted the Nine of Cups upside down, right? No emotion left in these cups. But with Great Reward, okay, followed in April, that's the Ten of Cups. That's a reuniting card right here. This is a reuniting and rekindling of a relationship. So for some of you, I have to say that it looks quite promising that your partner will return and you will start seeing some different aspect of the relationship that you are going to find very rewarding. Okay, now in order to take this to the next level, let's see what needs to take place with the Kipper cards, because they give some advice, okay, that is quite practical and direct. This is the Coffin, and we also have, I believe, is the Privileged Lady? No, Expectation. Okay, so we have a young lady here that is looking at the coffin. She's actually looking straight at the coffin, all right? And that is someone who is not expecting that it's already over. Some of you feel as if it's over and there's just no getting around that. You know, the casket is closed. I don't see anyone near the casket other than the young lady over on the other end, and there's some great distance between the two, okay, between 19 and 28. And so your expectations may be that it's, you know, it's over, because there's really not much more that is going to change. And on the other end, for some other Aquarius, that is an expectation. See, this is the card of expectation, and she is possibly expecting the union to revive, because the coffin is not underground yet, okay? It's still above, and it's in the stages in the wake, okay? The stages of a break and you know, observation. Exactly what I just came to thought very, very strongly. Observation, okay? So you're observing the situation. You're checking it out, okay? You're seeing what is going to possibly be your best way of sorting this out, but without doing too much. You're almost kind of just sitting back and waiting to see what he or she is going to bring to the table, okay? So, like, let's take a look at how this is progressing with the strategy card, okay? Enact new strategies, okay? So, enact new strategies. What does that speak of, okay? So, we have a man depicted here with a number 10, okay? Hence, you got the number 10 here, 10 of Cups, okay? 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. progressing to another 10. And we have a rooster, okay? The animal is a rooster, and it's to the right-hand side, facing left. And this is what it's talking about. It says that never employ tactics that have failed you once before. Okay, so they're talking about you're going to have to try something new. And you know what may be new? I'll tell you what. You sitting back and waiting rather than taking action to make changes, that might be your change right there. That might be the strategy that you're going to sit back and you're going to wait and see what they're bringing to the table here, what they're going to come up with before you make any offers on your behalf. So that's a great strategy if you ask me. Okay, so it speaks on if you are not moving forward, you are moving backwards. So definitely they do speak of moving forward and not going back into old ways. Or also it could mean going back into a relationship that has already possibly failed, not just once before, but a couple of times before you decided to call it quits. But that is definitely not for all of you, because what it's also referring to is moving forward in different ways, new strategies, right? So that you don't go back to your old ways. So when it says backwards, it means, you know, back into old habits and how the relationship functioned. Moving on, it speaks of procrastination. Okay, so in procrastination, you forfeit opportunities. So therefore, the longer it might have taken you, or the longer it takes you to make decisions or whatnot, but not to say that this is what you need to do, because this is also how your partner is feeling, okay? So this is also pertaining to your partner. It could be that he's not taking procrastination, right? So that's what you might be waiting for. So, you know, in procrastination, you forfeit opportunities. So therefore, opportunities will be dismissed. They just aren't going to be there because the initiative was never taken, right? Now, when inspiration strikes, act decisively. So it is asking you to really follow your guts and act to it in a very decisive manner, where making decisions might be or could have been a challenge for you. Maybe you didn't want to go ahead and cut the cord and have this all take place, but by all means, someone took action here in regards to have this union progress, as it looks like it's going to progress quite nicely and very fruitful. From what I see a lot of green. You know, in April, I just see a lot of green and new growth and just a heck of a lot of, you see the 10 of Cups? They're just filled just above what capacity of that cup may be. So where these cups are empty over here, this one here is quite full. Okay, so yeah, Aquarius, this is your reading. So let's just recap a quite bit, you know, just a moment here. You know, you might have someone who is really thinking about the separation here, and they are thinking, hey, you know, this is the real deal. I can't believe that we are in this stage right now. So they are very nostalgic, okay? They will, so it seems, move forward because procrastination was an issue, but now they're going to just think of new ways, maybe go out to see you, or possibly call you and talk about seeing you, or spending some time together and discussing some ways in which possibly this is going to be a proposal of love and change. Okay, but what I see very importantly, most of all, is that your expectations have somehow just shifted. They shifted, and you're gonna let the partner, okay, take action. It's almost as if you already did your part, and now you want them to come forward and do what they need to get done. Okay, so this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. This is just only, you know, the tip of everything, of the relationship. I mean, it's not too deep of a reading, but I hope that it did give you some information to go based on, okay? And as always, I ask that if you did enjoy it, a thumbs up would be appreciated, so I know that I should keep this read. And also, if you are new to the channel, you can also subscribe, because if you want to see more information like this, then that would be a good way of doing it. Alrighty, you be blessed, and thank you for letting me read for you. Okay, and leave some comments down below. Let me know what your situation is, okay? And possibly how the spread helped you. Now, take care, and I will see you soon. Farewell.